Praise the Lord. So today is our Youth Sunday, but as said, also it is our uniform Sunday, and uniform means school. So I'm not going to talk about school, but what inspired me to talk about is working in the spirit of excellence. So one thing I feel like sometimes is lost in the world and in the church as well is working in excellence, or the spirit of excellence. Everything sometimes is done just the bare minimum. We do enough so it's passable. So I'm wondering, why do we not do things with our whole heart, our energy, and our time? Why do we do stuff and not really look at it and see, is this good? Is this to my best ability? Why do we do a task and not see if it's pleasing to ourselves or to God? Why don't we care anymore? I don't think we should lose the spirit of excellence. Now, this may seem a bit confusing, but perfection is not the same thing as excellence. I heard this quote that said that perfectionism will kill you, excellence will promote you. Anyone can try to be perfect for someone, but the truth is, the spirit of excellence is seen by everyone. Do we work in the spirit of excellence? Do we lead in the spirit of excellence? Do we serve in the spirit of excellence? What is the reason we stop trying? I watched the sermon like last week, and it explained why people slack. He explained it so perfectly. He talked about selfishness, laziness, and disinterest. Firstly, when we only care about ourselves, we don't care about how we do things with the spirit of excellence, unless that has something in it for us. So unless we get paid for something, we don't think it's worth the time. If we're too lazy, we don't care about doing a good job because it just isn't worth the energy. If we're disinterested, we treat it with less care because it isn't worth the effort. But the truth is, we need to treat the task that we're given like it's our passion. Even if it's not your favorite thing to do, make it your favorite thing to do. If you're going to do something, do it right. Whenever I'm asked to clean the kitchen, maybe it's not my favorite thing to do, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to clean the kitchen like someone has never cleaned the kitchen before. And this is a mindset. We have to go into anything with such a mindset that if I'm going to do it, let me at least do it well. That it won't just be good enough, it's going to be great. Daniel, he had the spirit of excellence. It says in Daniel 6:3-4, when this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. For as much as he was faithful, neither was any error or fault found in him. So because of his faithfulness and commitment to the people, Daniel was preferred above everyone else because of the excellent spirit that was found in him. Meaning it's something to be recognized, not something that you just talk about having. A spirit that is not found just when you lead, but also when you serve. But because if we think of Joseph, he had an excellent spirit in any place he found himself. He treated it like it was his own prized possession. He served the king like he was a king. He served the palace like he owned the palace. He served the prison like he owned the prison. He was excellent in every stage until the excellence promoted him to where he was meant to be. So never look at what you're doing and think it doesn't deserve that spirit. If you're asked to sweep the floor of the church, sweep it like you own it. Like this is your house, a place you dwell. There's something my mom always tells us sparkles, and it's that anywhere you're invited, do it great. Do it your best. Do it with that spirit of excellence. Don't wait to be in that high place to sow such a spirit, because if you wait, no one will have any reason to put you in that place in the first place, because all they've seen is half-hearted efforts. And how you serve is what determines how ready you are for the next level. So don't think you're above serving. Even Jesus served the people, and he led them with excellence. In Mark 8, it talks about how Jesus healed a blind man, and it says, he spit and he touched the man's face, and then the man could see. He asked, could you see? And he said, yes, I can see men walking like trees. And then Jesus put his hand on the man again, and his sight was fully restored, and he could see clearly. Which means that Jesus just didn't leave the man after the first touch. Technically, his job was done. He could have said this was passable, this was enough. But he went for a second touch. Don't be afraid to go for a second touch, because the second touch will accomplish what the first one couldn't. The second touch will change what you've done from half done to well done. Will change it from being good to great. So how do we work in this spirit of excellence, both in the world and in the church? Well, firstly, you have to strive to do your best. Make up your mind that everything you do it to your best ability. In Hebrew, excellence means choice, so it's something you choose to do. It's not something that just happens. You need to decide to be great and then strive towards it. And then secondly, you have to be detail-oriented. Look at the little things that might be missed at first, because they make the biggest impact. I know every time I clean, even if it looks generally clean, my mom will still find the little things that I missed. Because those efforts, those things that you miss, you think it wasn't worth the effort, but those are things that could elevate you. They could take you to the next level. So when you look at something, don't just look at the surface level. Be detailed. Ask yourself what more can be done. If this is pleasing to God or to yourself. Don't just come to church, sit and go. Look around and see what can be added to it to make it better. In your department, see what can be added to it to make it better. Work in the spirit of excellence. Every great leader should have the spirit of excellence. And excellence is something that is modeled. You can't expect excellence if you don't work in it. Be the embodiment of your expectations. Jesus modeled excellence before he expected the disciples to work in it. I remember in our leadership masterclass, the pastor said the leaders are the driving force and they're the example for everyone else. So work in excellence so the rest can follow. It says in 1 Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently and in order. So it says all things, not just some things, not half things. Everything you do. So even as we go back to school, so we should work in excellence. We should strive to be the best, be detailed, and do our best. So before I leave, I just want us to stand up and take this quick prayer. That as we go forward in life, that we should work in excellence. We should not just look at the surface level of things, but we should strive to do our best. We should strive to be detailed. We should strive to go higher and higher in education, in work, in church, in our daily lives. Let's just pray that we should strive to be better.